Hello, STEM students. Today, we're going to proceed to the lecture videos about Learning Activity Plan number 2, which is all about electric fields. This is going to be discussed in just 1 week. This week lang siya. And then the quiz about this as well as um, the quiz about the second part of yung diniscuss natin last week, no, will be on the first week of January na, no? Ayan. So this is going to be divided as well into part 3, and this is part 1 of electric fields, no? The objectives of the learning activity plan number 2 are the following. Describe an electric field as a region in which an electric charge experiences a force. Draw electric field patterns due to systems with isolated point charges. Use in calculations the relationship between the electric field and the electric force on a test charge. And lastly, calculate the electric field due to a system of point charges using Coulomb's law and the superposition principle. Here are the outline. I'm so sorry, I forgot to put animation on the third part. First will be electric field, definition and descriptions, electric field sample problems, one source charge involved, and then electric field due to 2 to 3 point charges. So basically, this is going to be the divisions of the lecture videos. Part 1, itong una, part 2, sumunod, and then last will be the topic for part 3. Let's start with part 1, electric field definition and descriptions. What is an electric field? Again, it is just a region around a charged particle or object within which an electric force would be exerted on other charged particles or objects. So meron tayong tinatawag na point charge or source charge, and then since it emanates electric force lines, sobrang dami nun, it actually radiates outward. Dun sa Coulomb's law, ang kinoconsider lang natin yung linear, ano yung nagiging epekto niya sa katabi niyang charge. Pero actually, kung meron pa siyang ibang mga katabing charge, na aapektuhan niya rin yon. Kasi actually this charge emanates outward electric force lines. Tapos yung region kung saan effective yung electric forces na yon is what we call the electric field. Electric field is a vector quantity with symbol E, also known as electric field strength, minsan electric field intensity, ayan. And the standard unit is Newton per Coulomb or N per C, okay? Ayan. So let's talk about na the electric field strength specifically. Again, in some books, especially sa books sa textbook ninyo, it is called electric field intensity. They are synonymous to each other, no? The magnitude of the electric field strength is defined as the electric force exerted by a source charge to a test charge divided by the magnitude of the test charge. Notice I highlighted the words source charge and test charge. No, let's define each one of them so that the definition of electric field strength would be clearer to us. When we say source charge, it's a larger charge compared to the test charge, which is the source of electric field, no? And the symbol is capital letter Q. And then the test charge is a smaller charge used to measure the electric field strength, and its symbol is Q naught. Okay, so may bago tayong symbols na kailangang tandaan, no? Notice, sabi dito larger, tapos test charge mas maliit. Usually the test charge is just the magnitudes the same as that of electrons and protons or elementary charge. Ganun lang siya kaliit. Tapos yung source charge, yun yung mga nasa nano na, -9, o kaya naman -8, pwede rin naman, and then pwede rin nasa micro, -6. Notice, ang laki ng diferensya nun, no? Kasi pag elementary charge, that's just times 10 raised to negative 19. Tapos yung source charge, medyo malaki-laki na yung kanyang magnitude. By the way, in other books, especially sa book ninyo, sa textbook ninyo, source charge is also known as point charge. So pareho lang sila, no? Pag nakita mo sa problem yung salitang point charge, it also pertains to the source charge, no? So here I have copied the diagram that is found in your textbook, figure 1.10, wherein we have the source charge, positive Q, and it affects smaller charges. Sa book ninyo kasi yung test charge ay Q lang. Pero sa ibang libro, especially in university physics, it's Q na, no? So yun yung ginamit ko. It affects several smaller test charges, and usually a test charge is a positive test charge, no? Pero yung source charge, hindi siya laging positive. Okay? Pwede siyang maging negative. So again, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, this charge emanates several lines of electric force. Sobrang dami. Meron dito sa direction na to, meron dito, tapos meron dun sa mga parts na walang anong tawag dito? Walang charges. Okay? Nakascatter siya. Emanating outward kapag positive charge, no? Ayan. Okay, now let's proceed. More on electric field strength. And this time I have highlighted the electric force and then the magnitude of the test charge. This is the mathematical definition of electric field strength. E, or electric field strength, is the electric force exerted by a source charge to a test charge, ito yon, F sub E, divided by the magnitude of the test charge, which is Q naught. Okay, so let's define each variable. E with the arrow here on top is electric field strength in Newton per coulomb. Again, it's a vector quantity, so alam nyo na, no? And F sub E is electric force exerted by the source charge on the test charge. And it's in Newton. And then the Q naught is the test charge in Coulomb. Okay, so coming from this equation, if the problem is asking us to find the electric force or electrostatic force, we manipulate and we use electric field strength times test charge. On the other hand, if we need to find naman the Q naught, malito, no? Let me do it again. Sorry. Ito dapat ay E over, baliktad. Sorry, ulit. Wrong editing skills again. I'm so sorry. In the PowerPoint, it's going to be supposed to be F sub E. Ayan, F sub E over E. Ayan. Okay. I-pause ko lang muna ha. Tapos i-edit ko lang para mas maganda. Ayan, so we're back. I've edited it na, no? So to find the Q naught, we just have to divide the electrostatic force or electric force by the electric field strength. Okay? Ayan. So from the electric field strength, actually paano kung yung problem, hindi naman yung binigay yung test charge. Instead, ang binigay niya is the point charge or source charge. How will we be able to solve for the electric field, no? First, let's recall that electrostatic force is equal to K, absolute value Q1, Q2 all over R squared. And in electric field computations, the charges that are interacting, di ba yun yung Q1 tsaka Q2, are the source charge and the test charge. So babaguhin lang natin to kasi ibig sabihin lang naman nito, yung product ng charges na nag-i-interact. So since in electric field computations, ang nag-i-interact ay si source charge at si test charge, sila yung nandito sa absolute value sign. Okay? So, yan. Meron na tayong bagong version of electrostatic force in terms of the source charge and the test charge. Now, we're going to substitute that here. So, we will have this. Ayan, instead of Fe, we have this value. So electric field now is equal to K, absolute value source charge times test charge all over R squared all over Q naught. No? So how will we be able to manipulate this? Kasi improper to, no? Ayan. So first, we're going to multiply the numerator by the reciprocal of the denominator. So it would look like this. And notice that we can cancel something, and that is the test charge. Okay, now that we have canceled the test charge, we will be left with the expression K absolute value source charge all over R squared. And again, syempre sa lahat ng equations natin, we have to define each variable. K, syempre alam na natin yung E, that's electric field strength or electric field. K is still the Coulomb's constant. Q is the source charge, not the test charge. And then R naman is the distance between the source charge either to the test charge or any point in the region around it. Later, may example tayo kung saan may test charge, tapos may example tayo na walang test charge. Kasi ang source charge naman, para lang matest yung strength niya, gagamitan natin ng test charge. Pero kahit alisin mo yung test charge, meron pa rin i-emit na electric field or electric field lines yung ating source charge. So whether may test charge doon or isang point in the region lang yung pinag-uusapan natin, makakakompute pa rin tayo ng electric field. Okay? Kasi tingnan mo, may equation naman tayo kung saan hindi natin kailangan ng test charge. At may equation din tayo kung saan kailangan natin ng test charge. No? Sa problems, makikita natin yung evidence for that. Now, let's have electric field lines. It's a convenient aid of visually representing the vector nature of an electric field is through the use of electric field lines of force. Okay, so pag-aaralan naman natin ngayon yung electric field lines. Again, electric fields are represented by lines or specifically kung mas magiging strict ka in geometric term, rays siya kasi hindi naman siya line, no? Ayan. So for an isolated positive source charge, the electric field lines emanates outward. Okay? Ganun yun. Ito yung convention, no? Kapag positive yung source charge mo at isolated siya or kahit hindi siya isolated, no? Ang kanyang direction of electric field lines ay outward or away from the charge. Kapag naman negative, notice na yung electric field lines are going towards the charge. Again, ito yung pinagkaiba nila in convention. Electric field lines for isolated positive source charge goes away from the charge, while electric field lines for isolated negative source charge is going towards the charge itself. Later, we will also apply this principle in problem solving. Paano kung hindi na isolated or hindi na lang iisa yung charge, no? Tapos nag-i-interact na sila sa isa't isa. Ganito na yung magiging itsura niya, no? Kapag positive tsaka negative, nagdudugtong sila. And notice, again, yung arrows papalayo or directed away from the positive, tapos directed naman siya towards the negative. Lahat yan, ganun yung itsura. Okay? Tapos naman, ito kasi mag-a-attract yan, kaya magdudugtong sila. Dito naman, magre-repel. No? Kaya hindi sila magdudugtong. Pero yung direction ng arrows, away pa rin sa positive charge as convention. No? Pag negative naman, ganun din, hindi sila magdudugtong kasi magre-repel sila. But notice that the arrowheads are going towards the negative charge. And then lastly, we have the electric field lines of two oppositely charged parallel plates. Isa positive, isa negative. Dito sa bandang gitna, straight yung lines, tapos sa bandang dulo nagka-curve. Okay? Ayan, ganyan yung itsura niya. And again, tingnan mo yung arrow, away from positive, tapos going towards negative. Okay? So, kapag binaliktad mo yan, mababaliktad din yung arrow directions. Okay? Yan. So let's have the rules on electric field lines. Number 1, lines begin and end only at charges, beginning at positive charges and ending at negative charges or at infinity. Ano ibig sabihin nung katulad nung nakita natin kanina? Diba, may positive ka, tapos may negative ka, manggagaling siya sa positive, tapos punta siya sa negative. Okay? Pero may point kung saan mapapansin mo, hindi na sila magdudugtong kasi nga nag-emanate yun outward. May parts kung saan magdudugtong sila, ayan, tapos may parts na hindi sila magdudugtong na. To infinity na. Okay? Ayan. Ito ay palayo. Ganda ng drawing ko, no? Ayan, palayo. Ayan, palayo, palayo. Tapos ito papunta. Kasi negative. Drawing is the best. Ayan. Okay, next rule, lines are closer together where the field is stronger. So, buburahin ko lang to, no? Para makapag-drawing ako ng panibago para sa rule number 2. So, let's say na meron tayong dalawang charges, isolated sila, tapos ikukumpare natin yung kanilang electric field strength. This is positive, para mas madali, na pareho silang positive. Okay, ayan. Tapos ganito yung itsura ng electric field lines nitong isa. Ito si A. Let's call this A and let's call this B. Ayan. Okay, ayan. Ayan. And then, ayan. Okay, meron siyang 5 electric field lines. Tapos si B, ganito naman yung itsura niya. Ayan. 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 Okay? Ayan. Notice na si A, mas magkakalayo yung kanyang electric field lines, kay B naman, mas magkakalapit. It says here that when the lines are closer together, the electric field is stronger. Therefore, the electric field of charge B is stronger than the electric field of charge A. Okay? And then number 3, larger charges have more field lines beginning or ending on them. Ganon. So, ito ulit yung magiging example natin. Consequently, pag mas maraming electric field lines, mas closer na nga yun, tapos mas marami pa, it also means that the charge is larger. So, charge B is larger than charge A. Siyempre, kung mas malaki yung source charge, mas malakas ang kanyang electric field strength. Kasi di ba nga, electric field, depending on the source charge, has the equation K Q all over R squared, which means that electric field is directly proportional to the electric charge or the magnitude of the source charge. So again, the greater the charge or the larger the charge, the more the electric field lines, which consequently means that that charge emanates greater or stronger electric field, no? Number 4, electric field lines never cross since E must point in a definite direction unless it is 0, no? Ayan. So, electric field lines never cross. Kung mapapansin nyo kanina, di ba yung nag-interact na positive tsaka negative, imbis na straight siyang ganyan, tapos i-cross niya na paganto, hindi, nagdudugtong sila. Okay? Because electric field lines never cross. They either connect or go at specific directions. And then number 5, at any location, the direction of the electric field is tangent to the electric field line that passes through that location. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Yung direction daw ng electric field is tangent to the electric field line that passes through that equation, that location. So kung may nakita ka na katulad nito, positive, tsaka negative, ayan, may curved na electric field line, yung direction ng electric field is tangent. Ganun. Ayan. Touches only one part of the curved path. Okay? Ayan. So, para to sa mga curved na electric fields. Okay? Or electric field lines. Let's have conceptual problem number 1. Sabi dito, several electric field patterns are shown in the diagrams below. Which of these patterns are incorrect? Explain what is wrong with all the incorrect diagrams. Letter A, correct ba siya? Yes. Bakit? Kasi pag positive charge, so gawin natin, no? A, correct. Yan. Kasi pag positive charge, outward ang or away from the charge ang direction ng electric field lines. Diagram B, correct din kasi dapat towards the negative charge. Diagram C, mali. Kasi pag negative nga yung towards, ayan. And then diagram D, ito, letter D, is also incorrect. Bakit? Kasi dapat uniformly distributed. Kanina yung drawing ko hindi lang accurate, no? Pero dapat uniformly distributed. Kung gaano karami yun sa right side na lines, dapat ganoon din karami yung nasa left side na lines. Okay? Uniformly distributed siya. Equally distanced. Okay? And then, yung letter E, mali din kasi yun nga, by convention, pag positive, away, pag negative, towards. E kaso to, negative siya, tapos away yung electric field lines. Okay? Now, let's proceed to conceptual problem number 2. Consider the electric field lines drawn at the right or below for a configuration of two charges. Several locations are labeled on the diagram. Rank these locations in order for the electric field strength, in order of the electric field strength from smallest to largest. Ayan, so meron tayong A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Sino kaya yung pinakamaliit dito? No? Ayan. I'd say that the smallest would be letter D. Ma'am, bakit letter D ang smallest natin? Rank natin to ng smallest to largest, no? Bakit letter D? Kasi notice na halos wala ng electric field lines. Dito kasi sa part na to, 0 ang electric field niyan, ha? Sabihin ko, electric field strength dito sa gitna kapag meron tayong dalawang opposite charges, dito sa bandang gitna, 0 ang electric, sakto to sa gitna, oh. 0 ang electric field dyan. So, siya yung pinaka-least, no? Ilagay natin. Then sa gitna, 0 ang kanyang electric field strength. 0. Ayan. Okay? Next, tingnan naman natin yung kanilang distansya, no? Doon na tayo magtingin-tingin. Okay? Ayan. So, ang pinakamalapit, hindi ko na ma-distinguish, no? Ito malapit sa charge. So, di ba nga, ang equation natin KQ over R squared. So, pag mas malapit ka sa source charge, mas malaki yung charge mo. So, dapat dun tayo sa may malayo, no? Sino ba yung malayo dito? Kasi ito hindi ko ma-distinguish kung mas curve kasi yung kay letter C. So, mukhang mas malayo si letter C. So, si letter C. So, naging basihan ko naman this time is anong tawag dyan? Yung distance. Kasi kung papansin mo, equal naman yung number of electric field lines nitong mga charges natin, di ba? So, ibig sabihin equal charges sila. Hindi natin magiging factor yung charge, kundi yung distance na lang nila sa isa't isa. Okay, so ang next ay letter C kasi medyo malayo na siya sa ating source charge compared sa letter A. Sa letter A kasi kung titingnan mo yung length, okay pa. Ito kasi pa curve or pa ganun. Medyo malayo na rin siya, no? Kung titingnan natin. Tingnan natin. Ganun. Ayan. From face value, mukhang mas malapit si letter A kaysa kay C. So, mas maliit ang electric field ni C or at point C. Okay? Next, syempre si letter A na. So, yun layo na lang yung tinitingnan natin, no? And then, next is letter E. Tapos, yung pinakamalapit ay si letter B. So, siya yung may pinakamalaking electric field na nai-experience na strength, no? So, again, sa gitna, remember, electric field is 0. Okay? Kapag lang opposite charges siya. Okay? Kasi usually, pag same charges, pag opposite charges kasi meron ka makikitang electric field line dyan sa gitna. Okay? Ayan. Hopefully, that's clear. If you have questions, you can address it to me naman. So, thank you for listening to part 1 of electric fields and see you again for part 2 of electric